What's up everyone? My name is Marie, welcome to my channel, and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm actually working on a little vampire slash spellcaster home, which is not something I do a lot. I don't really usually build for occults that often, but since it's October, and I actually started this build, I think on the 1st of October, so it's been a minute since I started this, but I'm just now getting around to actually sharing it on the channel. And yeah, so I thought it was, because it's spooky season now, I felt like it would be appropriate to do something a little bit more on the spooky side of things. And for me, that usually means like a vampire inspired type of house. And that's what we're doing today. So I'm actually building in the world of I was gonna say Stars Hollow. I keep wanting to call this world Stars Hollow because my mind is just Gilmore Girls now. No, it's Forgotten Hollow is what it's called. And it is actually the world that came with the Vampires game pack, and I never build here, even though it's so pretty. This world is definitely very, like not really versatile. It definitely has a very specific style to it. It's definitely a vampire inspired world, which makes so much sense since it came with the Vampires pack, you know, but that's also mainly the reason why I barely ever build here, because I don't really build for occults that often. I don't know why, because every time I do, I have so much fun with it, but I always think that it's not really my thing. And maybe it's not, but it is fun for a change of pace every now and then. So I definitely had a lot of fun with this. And I definitely wanted to make this a little bit more on the whimsical side of things. It's supposed to be for a vampire and a spellcaster who have a baby. So it's like, it's spooky vibes, but at the same time, it's kind of like the cozy version of the spooky vibes, if that makes sense. I was definitely thinking of a very cute, like vampire and spellcaster couple who are just very wholesome and sweet, even though they are, you know, what they are, and they do have a baby, an infant in this case. Because we have that really cute little storybook nursery kit that came out not too long ago that was absolutely perfect for this Gothic kind of inspired house. So I clearly had to use that for this, you know, for this build, and that's what we ended up doing as well. And I just feel like this house came out super cute. I did have an inspiration picture for this. I went on Pinterest and I found this picture of a house, of like a Gothic little house. It's only very small. I think it's been done before in The Sims, because I think I saw on Pinterest at least one like Sims version of the house as well. But I just thought it was a really cute little picture, and I tried to, well, it doesn't really end up looking like the house in the picture, but what inspired me to get started on this build was that tower on the side, which is one of those like floating tower type things. And for some reason, I've never actually tried to do that in The Sims, even though you see it a ton on these types of houses, like the floating tower kind of thing, if you know what I mean. But for some reason, I never think to recreate this kind of thing in The Sims 4. So yeah, that was really fun. A nice little change of pace. I was definitely trying to, you know, make it work and make it make sense, to kind of put something on the bottom to make it look like it has, you know, support going on. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but I just tooled some of those corbels into place and I sized them up a little bit. And I think that actually looks pretty all right to me. So yeah, that's what we ended up doing. The house itself is only kind of small. We do have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but one of them is a half bathroom, which is downstairs. I also decided that I wanted to do a cute pond. I had so much fun with the landscaping for this build. For some reason, not Stars Hollow, Forgotten Hollow is what it's called, just was very inspiring for me for some reason. I really liked what I saw, like the rocks behind it and all those trees and the plants, and it all kind of looks dead in a way, which is perfect for this style of house and also very autumnal and spooky season appropriate. So yeah, it somehow just kind of inspired me to do that. And then here, as you can see, I was trying to play around with the color of the exterior. And this is where we kind of decided, I say we because I built this over on stream. We kind of decided that we were going to go for a more pastel goth kind of vibe. I do think that the picture I was looking at, the Pinterest photo, also the house was like had a blue exterior, kind of wood or paneling or something going on, I think. And that's what inspired me to make this one blue, clearly. And then someone suggested this really cute werewolves siding. So that's what I went with. And it has those like, it's like that pastel light blue color that I think is so pretty. And that's, since we were going for spooky vampire, but make it cozy, we decided to go for pastel goth kind of vibes. And I've never actually done that before. So this house was definitely something completely different for me, especially also on the interior. I mean, the exterior as well, but also on the interior, because we decided to go for very dark colors for the walls and floors and stuff. But then the actual interior, like the furniture, is very pastel and colorful and cutesy. And I just thought it was such a cool combination of styles. And I know it's been done, like it's a thing that exists. It's just not something that I have ever tried to do in The Sims. So that was definitely fun for me and a little different. And I just had a lot of fun with the colors and the interior for this. It was definitely a little change of pace. And the house itself was also pretty small, so it didn't feel too overwhelming. Also, I actually didn't even mention this before, but this build is, I mean, it's pack restricted. I still definitely used a couple of packs because I just kept adding on to the list of packs. This is my downfall. Whenever I try to do limited pack builds and I don't, before I start building, like disable the packs I'm not using, I will keep on adding to that list, which I guess, I mean, I feel like sort of makes sense. Oh, by the way, I placed a little glass roof here at the top because we do have that attic space up there that I actually turned into an area for the spellcaster for their cauldron. I thought that was a really nice little area to place it. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention that because you could see me put in that glass roof. And I think that ended up being such a cool little space. But yeah, like I said, this is a pack restricted build. I'm going to try to list the packs that I'm using, but I'm not really remembering exactly. Okay, let's go. We're using, I mean, clearly base game, but that's not a pack. We're using vampires, we're using Realm of Magic, and we're using some werewolves. Then we're using the spooky stuff pack, the paranormal stuff pack. We're also using Jungle Adventure. I'm just now remembering that because I'm placing those vines on the exterior of the build, which are clearly Jungle Adventure, and I really didn't want to add that pack to the list because I feel like it's not necessary to use that here, but I really wanted to use those vines, so I decided to use Jungle Adventure anyway. And then we're using the Storybook Nursery Kit, and I think that's it. So it's not that bad. At the end of the video, you could see that I also placed some vines from high school years temporarily, but I deleted those because I realized that they were from high school years, so I got rid of them. But at the end of the video, when we do a tour of the build and I show you the build in the game, I'll take another look at the exact list of packs that I'm using, but I think that's it. So it's not that many. I really tried my best to, you know, not add too much stuff to the house and just make it a little bit easier to download. Also, there is an unfurnished version of this house on the gallery as well if you wanted to give it a go yourself and decorate this house. I decided to place this on the gallery when I was done with the entire exterior and I had the floor plan done and stuff. I decided, you know, I might as well just put it on the gallery because, like I mentioned, I was building this over on Twitch, and sometimes people are like, oh my god, I really want this house unfurnished so I can decorate it along with you. So sometimes I'll do that if the timing's right for that, and for this it was. So yeah, it's unfurnished on the gallery with the entire exterior and also the floor plan, I believe, completely finished, so you can give it a go yourself. Here you can see I was doing some landscaping. I had so much fun. Vampires comes with such cool plants that I don't always use because they don't always go in every single world. I know there's a lot of crossover plants that also come in the Outdoor Retreat game pack, so there's definitely some crossovers there when it comes to debug plants and stuff, but yeah, I was definitely using those ferns. I really like that dark red, almost purple kind of plant that I placed by the little gazebo portion of the front porch by the staircase. I thought that was so cute, but all those ferns I think are so beautiful, and I just had a lot of fun placing all of them. So yeah, we have this little pond here. I completely forgot to put a little fishing sign in the water. I wanted to make this actually functional for fishing, but I completely forgot to do that. But I think that should be fairly easy to do. If you just place one of those fishing allowed signs in the pond, then I think if you do like the pre-stocked sign or something, then the pond is stocked with fish, and then you can actually fish here and it's all functional. So that should be a pretty easy fix. But yeah, you can really see the landscaping come together, and I feel like this little pond on the side definitely suits it nicely. It did make it so that I did not end up having any space at all for a backyard or anything, so we barely have any space around the house. We have this little pathway here. where I just, we have this back porch, of course, which is fairly small, but I created a little pathway. I think I ended up placing some planter boxes outside as well, because I was definitely thinking for the spellcaster that they were into, you know, gardening and making potions with fresh ingredients and stuff like that. So they were like a potion making sort of spellcaster is kind of what I was imagining. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like there's a better term for that, but you probably know what I mean. I was definitely channeling my inner Hufflepuff vibes. If you're familiar with Harry Potter, then you probably know exactly what I was going for. But that's kind of what I was thinking for the spellcaster in my idea for the storyline, the witch of this household. So a little bit, I guess, about this household. I had a lot of fun just kind of thinking of these two Sims. So as I mentioned, I was thinking of a vampire and a spellcaster. So the spellcaster would be the witch, and then the vampire would be the husband, and they're living together in this little house. I was imagining that the vampire already used to live here, but then once they met their spellcaster partner, they moved in and they definitely like cozied up the place a little bit and made it more colorful. So that's kind of what I was imagining. I was thinking of a little bit of a grumpy sunshine kind of dynamic, if you know what I mean. I was thinking that the vampire would be naturally a little bit more of a grumpy kind of sim, a little bit more like, you know, not that interested in social contact. The vampire likes to be by themselves and just like live their life in solitude. But then the witch came along and she's definitely more whimsical and more sunshine type of energy, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of what I was thinking here. So yeah, they definitely, I mean, clash sometimes, but also that makes for just a very wholesome kind of relationship. I was definitely channeling my inner like book kind of storyline relationships type things here. And I could definitely see that I was trying to translate this relationship through their interior, which we're getting started on. So the thing I was trying to do was, since I imagined the vampire already living in this house before the spellcaster moved in, I was thinking that like the floors and the wallpapers and the kitchen counters, stuff like that was very dark and more like grumpy looking and just like, you know, a little bit more black and gray, those kinds of colors. And then the things that have been added to the house later on are more colorful and more pastel and whimsical and cutesy. So that was kind of the combination, I guess, of styles I was trying to do here. And then for the witch, like I said, I keep seeing some like follow little alerts that I forgot to delete out of the video. I'm so sorry. I hope it's not too distracting. There shouldn't be many more of those. But yeah, for the witch, like I kind of already explained, I was thinking that they're a potion witch. Like they like to create potions. They like gardening. They like herbs, that kind of stuff. So that is what they're into for the most part. And then the vampire, I was thinking, is definitely into creative hobbies. They like to paint. They have a cute little paint area on the back porch, and then they also have a small paint room up in the tower, which I thought was really nice. It's only a very small area. I was gonna put that organ instrument up there, but it was too big, like it wasn't gonna fit in the room, so that was a little bit unfortunate, but I thought the painting idea was really cute. A very quiet little grumpy vampire who's actually very creative and a really talented artist. That was a really cool or really fun idea in my head for the personality of the vampire. I also put a little bonsai tree up there because it's just one of those skill building items that I never use, and I thought it'd be fun, like the vampire being into painting and bonsai shaping. I don't know, I just thought that was such a cute idea, so that's what I went for. And then they have their infant, who is just, you know, just a baby. They have a baby. They have one kid. I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl or whatever, but I just thought that they had a little infant. And that's what I used the storybook nursery kit for in their bedroom. Their bedroom is very fun because the shape of the infant's bedroom is really weird. And they have a ladder going up to the tower and also a ladder going up to the attic, which is a little bit, you know, maybe not ideal because the tower is used by the vampire, the attic is used by the spellcaster. It doesn't really have anything to do with the room of the kid. So when the kid gets older, that might be a little bit, you know, just a little bit annoying for them that their parents have to go through their bedroom to enter their, I guess, hobby or workspaces. But yeah, that's just what it is. That's how the layout ended up for this house. I could have put the master bedroom, the parents' room in that space, but the other space was way bigger and made more sense for a large like double bed and stuff. So that's what I ended up doing. But you'll see that once we move on to the upstairs, of course. I really like how the interior for this one came together. I was definitely missing some items of like my favorite items that I like to use, such as the hanging plant from Blooming Rooms, like that kind of stuff. But it was a nice challenge to keep this limited pack, and I think it turned out really nicely. Paranormal really came in handy. I definitely used some items from Paranormal that I normally just never use, but I was so happy to come across them again, and to just like, you know, see them and use them in here. You can see that I'm using this little cow plant. I was definitely thinking of the cow plant, the miniature cow plant, as a project of the spellcaster they're working on. They're like observing it, trying to see what it's doing as it's growing, you know, that sort of stuff. You can see that the floor plan for this is fairly open. You just walk right into the living room space, and then there's a really big archway that opens up into the kitchen and dining. So it's sort of closed off, but it also feels just like a very big open space. And I really like that. The kitchen is definitely more on the darker side of things when it comes to the color scheme, but I did add in a more colorful stove and fridge. I was so excited to be using these appliances from the Realm of Magic pack. I'll say I never use the Realm of Magic pack for anything. It comes with a lot of very pretty items, but it, in my opinion, basically only works in these types of houses. And I just never really build these types of houses. It's not a thing I gravitate towards. So whenever I do, there's basically this whole catalog of items that I never touch, except for when I build these types of things. So that's Realm of Magic, that's vampires. Definitely also a lot of things from Paranormal that I never really touch, but I think are still very pretty. And I feel like the stuff from those packs is so detailed, and the texture is so good, and the colors are so nice. And I don't know, I really need to try to build these types of houses more often, because it brings me so much joy to use those gorgeous items and to make it look very whimsical and kind of magical. And I don't know, I just have so much more fun with it than I normally think I will, you know, if that makes any sense. Also, I was thinking that the witch would be into cooking and baking. Since they are into potion making, I felt like it would make sense for them to also really enjoy cooking, baking, that sort of stuff, coming up with different types of recipes for stuff. So I definitely tried to make the kitchen look like it was the spellcaster's domain, in the sense that they have all their stuff out here, their cookbooks, their spell books, their little appliances, the things that they need. Also, we have some freshly baked goods out on the counter. I thought that was really cute and cozy looking as well. Some candles. I was just going for a lot of books. This house does not have a computer or anything. It does have a small no, it does not have a TV either. We have no TV, no computer in this house. I was thinking of adding that for gameplay functionality, but I just really did not like how it looked in this house. Also, because of my selection of packs that I was using, I didn't really have any of the cute computers. Like, I wanted to use that tablet typewriter thing that comes with Cottage Living, if anything, for a computer. But I didn't have that to use because I'm not using that pack. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. The other computers just really did not look right. And then for the TVs, I mean, I could have used that really old 90s, like base game TV kind of thing. But it just wasn't really the vibe. If anything, I would have wanted to use one of those basement treasures TVs, like those really old retro TVs, or the debug eco lifestyle ones would have been good as well. But I didn't have those packs to play with. So, you know, I just decided, you know what? No TV, no computer for this house for a change. And they can just do painting, reading. There's a lot of bookcases in this house, so that's definitely a possibility. They can do bonsai, tree shaping. I'm not exactly sure how to put that. So I definitely tried to put in those types of creative hobbies and skills. But no TV, no computer, not a lot of technology. They do have, however, a record player in the living room. So that's something that your Sims can use to listen to music or like dance. I just think that is something to use as well. When I think about it, I don't really use the TVs in my gameplay that often. It's just a staple to put a TV in the living room. It's so normal and just something that I feel like belongs in a living room, but it doesn't always have to be there, you know? It doesn't have to actually be in the house. It's not that necessary, you know, for gameplay purposes. I mean, it's nice to have your Sims watch TV and then their fun goes up really fast. But for me personally, I never find myself using them a lot. But here you can see that we are working on the dining room space. I really like those warm, lighter wood tones, and the Realm of Magic and Vampires pack actually blend together almost seamlessly when it comes to those wood tones and stuff. So that was very, very helpful. I am obsessed with that cabinet that I placed from the Realm of Magic pack, especially in this wood color. I think it's so, so pretty. It's so whimsical, and just the shape of it and the texture and the little details, it's just so beautiful, and it matches perfectly with the dining table that I used, which is a dining table from Vampires, and then I mixed and matched some chairs. We have some of the chairs, like 2 of them from Vampires, and then the other 4 chairs are from Realm of Magic, and they just were so perfect, especially with that little pastel pink color. It was just amazing. And then here downstairs, we also have a half bathroom, which is just a sink and a toilet. And it was the perfect excuse to finally use the Realm of Magic plumbing. I never use this sink, I never use this toilet, but look at how gorgeous they are. They're absolutely stunning. I remember when Realm of Magic first came out and I saw that sink, I was like, what is this sink? What is it? But now that I finally get to use it, I'm like, it's so pretty, it's so well done, and I just had a lot of fun with the bathrooms. I know it's super random, but I just got to use a lot of stuff in this pack that I never use. So, you know, that was very exciting for me. Also, I feel like this house is a nice warm up for the Life and Death expansion pack that's coming out towards the end of, or at the end of this month. I'm super excited for that. Let me know in the comment section down below. I don't think we have touched on this a lot in my voiceovers or at all. I'm not even sure, but the trailer for the Life and Death expansion pack actually came out last week. And let me know what you think. Did you watch it? I mean, I'm sure you did. Are you excited for this pack? I personally am excited for this pack. Spooky or, you know, like Halloween stuff isn't normally my go-to. It's not something I really enjoy in The Sims, which is also why I barely ever build these types of Gothic homes. But when I do, I end up having a lot of fun with it, so I should do it more often, I feel like. But this Life and Death expansion pack, I'm very excited about it, and I actually can't wait to get my hands on it. I think from what I've seen and from what I've read in the articles about it, like the blog post about it and what's coming with the pack, it sounds like there's a lot to it, and there's just a lot to explore in this pack. Of course, we'll have to wait and see until it actually comes out, but I don't know, I'm super excited about it. It definitely is very realistic, which is also why I feel like, yes, I like this pack, and I think it's something that I personally will really enjoy. It has both realism, but also some like silliness to it with the active, like Grim Reaper kind of career, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. But I feel like the funerals and the grieving and stuff, which I personally like to have in my game, I feel like for a lot of people can be very triggering and just too realistic and not something they would enjoy at all for their game. So I feel like there's, you know, it could go either way. For me personally, it's not triggering and I think it's fun. I mean, it's definitely emotional, and I feel like it makes the game a little bit more emotional in that sense, but that's not something that necessarily triggers me. Thankfully, so I guess that is a very good thing, but I can also understand how for other people it just might be too realistic, too triggering, and just not something they want in their game, because I can completely understand if you just want to play The Sims to escape reality, escape those types of things, and just play your silly little game with your silly little Sims and your little storylines, you know. I completely understand if that's what you want and you don't want the grief and the funerals and this and that kind of stuff in your game. I can get behind that 1000%. So I completely understand when people say for me, it's just too realistic and too triggering, which is why I'm interested in your opinion. So let me know in the comments down below. Are you excited for this pack? Is it something you're gonna get? Or maybe, you know, you have to just wait and see until maybe some content comes out and then you can decide. I feel like that's how it is for most expansion packs anyway, because you just never know until it comes out. It all sounds glorious in the articles that they write about it, and then you'll just have to wait and see until, you know, it comes out. But I'm personally very excited. I didn't really have any expectations for the Life and Death expansion pack. I just feel like we just got Lovestruck and my brain was just like, for some reason, not ready for another expansion pack. Not that I'm complaining, because yes, give me all the packs. But also, I was just not super excited. I hadn't really done a lot of thinking, I guess, about this next pack, so I didn't really have any expectations when I watched the trailer. And then when I did watch the trailer, I was definitely very surprised. I didn't end up doing a trailer reaction for my YouTube channel. Usually I do, but the trailers come out on Thursdays and I had to change my stream schedule around a little bit, which means that I now stream on Thursdays at the time when those trailers come out. So I actually watched the trailer live on stream, and I guess I did a live reaction to it. So if you wanna see that, the VOD is up on my Twitch channel or up on my second YouTube channel, which is more Simmary, where I upload all my Twitch VODs. But I think for upcoming expansion packs, what I might do is I'll just react to it live on stream, and then I'll cut that into, or like edit that into a video for YouTube. I think that would be, you know, the best of both worlds, so I can have both, because I really enjoyed recording my trailer reactions for YouTube as well. So yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer that I didn't get to do that for this one, but I'll figure out a way to make that happen anyway. I'm completely talking over all the bedrooms, but you can see me put together the nursery, the parents' bedroom, and then here we have that little attic. There's no windows here, which is why I decided to put a glass roof. So we definitely have some, some daylight coming in, and I love the shadows that it gives as well. It's so pretty. And then up here is definitely the spellcasters area where they have their cauldron. They have some storage here, that sort of thing. It's very whimsical. But that is it for this house. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I love how it looks in fall. I was building it in just the standard build mode summer, but in my game it's fall right now, and I just feel like it looks so much better in the fall with those beautiful trees around. I think it does it a lot more justice. So around here we have that little pond where I completely forgot to put a little fishing sign, but you could obviously go ahead and place that if you wanted to. We do have a small bench here. We have the telescope. I just feel like this pond is very creepy, but almost in a cute way, which is exactly what I was going for. And then over here, clearly we have the front porch. On this front porch, we have a small chess table here, and then there is a small gazebo area here where I just put a dining table with some chairs. We have a lot of hanging plants. And then around here is where we have a pathway that is lined with some planter pots. And then I actually decided to place this portal into the magic realm because I was imagining the spellcaster needing to get to the realm. Maybe they even have little potions store in the magic realm. So this is just very handy for them to have this right here. And it's functional too. So you can actually use this to travel to the magic realm. And then over here is the back porch where we just have some little knickknacks and a paint area for the vampire to use. Let's go inside. So we have the front door and it basically just opens up right into the living room, which is very colorful. A lot of pink and purple going on here. A lot of lighter, warm wood tones. So it definitely feels more cozy. We have a small entrance here with a mirror. We have that small cow plant that's being observed. I tried to put a lot of little paintings and small gallery walls and stuff. Over here we have some storage by the entry, also a little diaper bag, which I thought would be so realistic since they do have a baby. Then here we have the living room with a fireplace. I felt like this painting was so perfect. I love the beautiful gold frame, and then just the vampire pictures are so perfect. It's that perfect combination of spooky but make it cozy. So yeah, here we have the living room. They have a small record player here, a couch, a rocking chair, a bunch of little knickknacks on the coffee table. I was trying to put a lot of potions and stuff around the place. Some storage here by the staircase, some books here, and then there's a small half bath over here. Through this archway, you enter into the kitchen and dining room. The dining room was a little bit of a struggle. It took me a second to figure out what I wanted to do with it, but I think it turned out really nice. It looks very inviting. We have this big window that kind of looks out over the pond. This cabinet in the back here is just so pretty. I put a bunch of those orbs in there. There's also a small high chair here since I thought that was nice for gameplay. And then over here is the kitchen that I basically turned into the spellcaster's area. So we just have a lot of clutter here. I guess potions related clutter is what I was trying to go for. And also they are into cooking and baking. There's some dried plants and stuff here in the window. We also have a tea brewer. If anything, I felt like that would be a nice fitting appliance for them to have. I'm obsessed with this fridge. I think it's so pretty. And then we have a back door here that goes out to the porch. Then we're going upstairs, and this is where the floor plan becomes a little bit wonky because of the tower and stuff that we have. But there is basically just this landing that I turned into a study. We have a bookcase and a small desk, which you could very easily put a computer here if you wanted one for gameplay purposes. And then for the rest, just some decorations. There's a small bathroom here. Oh, this is where my playtester Sim is hiding. I was wondering where he went. He probably just took a shower. So yeah, we have just your basic bathroom, but I really like this vampire's tub that I never use otherwise, but it was perfect for this house. And then over here is the main bedroom. I love this rug. I use it in purple downstairs, and then this green color in here I just feel like is so pretty. So there's a small dresser here with some more baby pictures and little knickknacks. The same honestly goes for this Realm of Magic bed that I think is so well made. I absolutely love it, but I just never use it. So I was excited to use it here. Some decorations on the wall, and then a bookcase here and a small chair to just hang out and do some reading. And then they have a door leading out to this balcony that I basically just turned into another small gardening area with some planter pots. Through this door is the nursery. I am so excited about this nursery. It's functional. I play tested it. It looks very cramped, but everything is reachable, so that's nice. And I just feel like this nursery is so cozy. I'm obsessed with the colors, and just the items from this kit I think are so beautiful. They have their toys and just some storage in here. And then their room is essentially two rooms separated by this archway. So when they get a little older in here, they'll have a playroom. And I just decided to place this gigantic dollhouse in its original size. Normally I size them down, but I was like, they have this playroom, it's fine. So I just placed this very big dollhouse. There's also a small toy box here, some blocks, and just some bookcases. So when they get older, they have this really nice playroom attached to their bedroom, which I think is so cool. Then taking this ladder from the playroom up into the tower, this is where we have the vampire's hobby space. We just have an easel. I play tested it, as you can see, and a small bonsai tree. And then using this ladder in the corner, this one takes you up to the spellcaster's potion attic. They have a cauldron, which is functional. It looks cramped, but I did play test this, so that works. And then they just have a lot of decorations here, some potions and stuff on shelves that I just thought looked cute. And they got some daylight here through this glass roof. But yeah, that's basically it for this house. So this house is up on the gallery. We came up with a ridiculous name for it on stream. It's called the Demure Cutesy Spooky Home. I'm so sorry about that. And as you can see, I only used a handful of packs. Lovestruck is a lie. I don't know why it's showing Lovestruck, but I'm not using any items from that pack, so that's a straight out lie. We're using werewolves, Realm of Magic, jungle adventure, vampires, paranormal, spooky stuff, and of course the storybook nursery kit. So that's it. I feel like that's not bad. It comes in at just over 123,000 simoleons, so it is a little bit expensive. I'll give you that. And then I built it on a 30 by 20 in the world of not Stars Hollow, but Forgotten Hollow. That's the one. Yeah, that's where I built it. So if you want to place it in your game, then that's where it goes. But that is going to do it for this build. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!